I'm with it. I'm ready now.
Wait. All right, so I guess the first question I want to ask you: where are the comic book bros, and why are they silent amongst all this? With all this, how come we're the only two that I can recall that are actually saying something? In reference to Eric, just like, yo, just you crashing out right now, bro.
It's either I mean, for me, it's like it's either two things. It's either Eric destroy or either Eric burn those bridges, that's number one, or number two, they ain't saying nothing. Because although also another thing too is that it's not even the comic book bros. It's the culture war black people, like them peoples. All right. And I'm gonna give you some names on the people that I mean.
Mhm.
All right. And these asses need to be held accountable too, because they think that they're above it too. It's so funny how, like these culture war people that have established, like audiences of people, mostly white, okay, mostly white, because you hear the rhetoric, you kind of it's quite obvious. It's like, well, yeah, there are black people that there are minorities that disagree with it, and I disagree with cancel culture and all that shit. But to a certain degree, to the nth degree of where I'm like, I just don't like. After a while, I don't give a shit.
Mhm.
But if you want to know who he came across, I don't care because I'm never gonna talk to these people again anyway. Fucking, you got Zuby. Eric July came across Zuby. Came across Hotep Jesus. Gothics, if you remember her, she kind of dropped off. Ruin Leon, he gave us his cosign to Ruin Leon back in the day, like 20, I want to say 2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
But this is like prime time. Those cats over there. Why don't you what I've never heard not one. I see like them make a video about Eric July and how he has a business and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool, but why aren't you saying anything to him? Like that's your man's. Why not go over there and say something?
Right.
But I know the game. I personally know this game like the back of my hand, okay? Because I've been a part of the culture war, manosphere. I've been a part of that shit, so I know what I'm talking about when I say this. The reason why they're not gonna say anything is because they're hold. It's shout out to Ty City subscriber supremacy. That's it. It all has to deal with the fucking audience. Like if they were to say anything about this situation, we all know what happens next. Because then you have to then it's sucker shit, man.
that
Sucker
that's
shit.
such that,
Cool. I'm listen, I'm cool with losing my Red Sings the Blues. I'm cool with 8K on that channel. I don't need to do shit else on it. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing to lose. When I went up against Real Fem Sapien, I didn't care if I win or lost. You know what I'm saying? I already had the backup plan. Okay, like niggas really out here like try like afraid to lose their fucking channels over drama and shit. It's not me, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. Like listen, no skin off my bones.
man. Oh man, it's such a
It's sucker
that's
shit.
yeah. It's like we should be past all this at this point.
It
Like
really.
we don't care about number. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. I'm past the numbers part of it, and it just boggles my mind that everyone's just sitting around and really like, it's like no one's going to say anything. Like,
I'm surprised nobody has said anything. Ruin Leon silent. Gothics is silent. Hotep Jesus don't know what the fuck's going on. Zuby ain't saying nothing. And I know they're watching. I'm like, you did videos about the nigga. You collaborated with him. So why not say anything?
yeah, and it's weird that when we do say something, we get criticized. I've not had one white person like legit come after
Well,
us.
Sly, I get criticized the most because people know me as the guy that spoke against the culture war.
Yeah.
So
Um.
I get more of it. I still get DMs. I still get DMs in my old Red Sings the Blues. I had to make that shit private because people still called me up and said, well, I can't believe you're against certain things." I said, "Fuck it."
Can't win for losing. Uh, all right, let's get to the main topic. Okay. I have not read the comic. Only way I've read the comic is off everyone else's reviews and then your take on it. Is Isom 1 and 2 really that bad?
Does that answer your question?
Oh God.
Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
Okay, is it the story? Is it the fact that he uses 3D models? I mean, what in your opinion makes it bad?
All right. What makes it bad is that it's dragged. The story is so dragged out.
Okay.
That's the first problem. It's like, all right, the first couple of it's like the first couple of pages, it's not getting to the Isom story. It's just who Isom, like who is the main. It's not even like, how do I put this? It's not even Isom. It's just a regular dude that gets beaten up by a white bitch. Like Yura
Quit
comes
playing.
out.
Like, for really? That's what it is. Are you shitting me right now?
No, that's what you gotta read the first. You gotta read the first book. I'm telling you, just read the first book. That's what literally what happens. It's like, okay, Isom's doing something. Isom's doing something. Here comes a white bitch out of nowhere and puts hands on a black man. And it's like, bro, where did this bitch come from? Like, what is this?
Oh hell no!
That's what happens. I swear to God, this what happens. And then Alpha Core comes out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are these people? And then Alpha Core, like I'm looking at again, like I said, Alpha, because I took a moment to look at Alpha Core. I'm like, wait, it does look like General Zod, and then on top of that, it's like, nah, they look like the Green Lantern people. That's what I said. I'm like, I said it's as bad as you think. But I think it's just Eric July's daily life, I guess. Like I'm thinking about it like that. It's like, okay, is this how you want to be seen? Like because again, a white bitch, comes out of nowhere with superpowers and beats the crap out of you. Like what is like what? Like what is this? I just all I can tell you is you got to look at the comic. You're gonna be immensely like really.
$35 though.
Yeah, 30. I will literally give you $35 to get on a live stream and just look at the comic yourself.
Wait, no, I don't
I
want
will
to do it that way. If I'm gonna do a little mini campaign over the next couple of days, and I'm gonna ask the audience to crowdfund me the money to, and I'll review this shit on air.
I
That's how I'm gonna do it.
I'll money. I'm gonna foot the money for it too.
Oh my
Everybody
god, is
everybody put super chats in there right now campaigning.
I'm I'm gonna
Campaigning.
I'm gonna
I want Sly to see exactly why I didn't go past the second one. I'm because I saw the second review, and I honestly from Ethan Van, and I knew it was gonna get there. I just said, yeah, I'm not buying it.
yeah, because I was listening. I'm sitting there watching Ethan, and I'm not gonna dispute his knowledge and expertise, and there were points where I thought he was nitpicking, but I'm like, is he really nitpicking, or is it really that bad?
He was not nitpicking. Like nitpicking would be like, I hate the comic because I hate the comic. That's not excuse me, that's not what he did. He literally gave like the fact that the lighting was off. That's number one. Number two, the cover pages didn't make sense because it didn't. That's number two. Number three, it's like it's most of it is dead spacing. It's like, okay, I get it. You have to you have to, tell a story with certain action scenes, but certain action scenes are so far from the book. It's just I could like I'm just like, okay, I get it, like certain you don't want to give so much away. But then it's just like when it gets so vague like this, it's like, okay, all right. All right. I'm trying to give it some flack here. I'm kind of bored. I just don't I'm not saying this to start nothing or spread hate because one we got a ripetard over here. You stop the hate.
Hey, where? Okay, we'll play a game. Kia Beats, tell us what you liked about Isom 1 and 2, or tell us where we're wrong. In the meantime, damn. Okay, did he ever explain where the white woman comes from and what her beef with the character is?
No. Yura doesn't it's just Yura comes out of nowhere. Like that's how I remember um the first issue, cuz the second issue is supposed to be, like where he works and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, "Okay, I get that, but where did Yura come from? Like where did she come from? Like where did like what is this? Like what is this? I'm
Bruh,
confused."
wait, I was laughing so hard in this stream because he had, I guess he was, there was a character named Larry Shungite, and
Mhm.
he was like, Shungite, is that a play off Suge Knight? And we're like, no, it's a mineral, it's a rock. It's like, you know, he didn't know what Shung. No diss to Ethan, but he thought it was a play on Suge Knight's name. We're like, no, it's an actual stone.
It's a stone.
What he got a character named Larry Shungite? I was like, it doesn't get no blacker than that. That is some
Uh,
Egypt. That's some Egypt Kemet shit, like Larry Shungite.
I mean, I'm surprised you even picked that up because I
I
remember
got it.
I remember when 4th of July went against, Black Sands Comics for kinda the exact same thing, but then it's like, then you do this, kinda picked up on that, like, there's just certain things I picked up on, and I'm just saying to myself, "Alright, well, I mean, it's right there. Come on, man." It's like, you went against Black Sands Comics for doing the exact same thing, but then you did that. Like, you created a character that that has a stone or some form of like first off, first things first, it's okay. I don't have a problem with like Isom itself. I don't have a problem with a black superhero because I believe that we should have some black superheroes. All right, but Isom, far from it. I'm sorry. I saw and look, I'm gonna just say it to the people. Just give Sly some money so that he can have
Hey,
a
yeah,
review.
we're gonna do a little mini crowd fund over the next couple of days. Like the book is $35, so either Cash App it to me or PayPal it to me. It's all under Super Slot 75, and we will do a live. We will do a live breakdown. I gotta have you there for that though, bro.
Oh no, I'll be there for it. I'm with it.
Wait.
I will because for the sake of just argument, for the sake of argument, and I've been seeing this for the past couple of days. Okay, you have black characters. I'm not against that.
As
The
we should, right? We should, right, right.
the problem is the problem is that I've seen this before and I know how this probably might end. Okay? So I'm just like, okay, so you got the pimp, you got the pimp, you got the Pookie and Ray Ray character, which I personally kind of laughed at. I'm just like, damn it, Eric. God damn it, Eric. A Pookie and Ray Ray character? Are you serious?
So is he
It's like,
troll? Is he trolling his audience at this point?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is like I'm like, wait. First things first. I mean, then you have what was he has the woman that conducts electricity, Blood or something. And it's just like, okay, that reminds me of Storm a little bit from X-Men.
Okay.
Um, Alpha Core looks like the Green Lanterns. I don't know. Yira reminds me semi of Wonder Woman, just a more aggressive blonde version of like a blonde version of Superwoman. Like I just kind of so I'm just like, okay, so where do these people? Okay, first off, where do these people come from, and how is Isom? You know, how is he? You know, like a part of all of this? Like where in the story is he like the? Because he never gives the like the past Isom. He's just a superhero and you don't understand it. You know, like what are these people doing here? Why are they attacking Isom? What was Isom before all this? And I'm not saying that, you know, like I'm not saying that that isn't a problem, but I would say that there is little to no detail, but it's like a jumbled up story to where if I was, you know, if I was a part of Eric's team, the first thing that I would say before even putting a thing out would be okay. I get where you're going with this, but I would say if you're doing a Rogue hero story, because that's what ISOM is, I would personally say put some more action in there. Like probably put a story of of why Isom, you know, gave up being a hero. Because to me, you know, even going through like issue 2 of Isom, it seems to me more or less that Isom is the villain in certain ways.
Okay.
You know, how you know like how you remember, okay, so in the Incredibles, Mr. Incredible is seen as a hero, but he creates villains or he can be seen as one. For example, Mr. Incredible turned his back on his biggest fan, Buddy, even though Buddy kind of had it coming. You know, Buddy was pretty annoying and he wanted to be the sidekick to Mr. Incredible, but he
Right.
grows up and becomes Syndrome,
That's right.
right? But then, you know, like when all like when you know he puts him to like that really dark edge. You know, he was on what was her name, Rug, that the woman with the gray hair. I think her name was Rug. If but he you remember when he had his hands on her, right, and he said, I'll crush her. And then and Syndrome's like, yeah, oh yeah, really, that's pretty dark for you. And but for Isom, it's just kind of like, you know, like, oh, you know, these superheroes are putting hands on me and shit like that. I'm slapping bitches around at my workspace. And I'm like, it just seems to me like you're the fucking villain in this story. Like, what do you mean? Like, where does Isom the hero come in? You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, Mirage. Sorry, yeah, I forgot. Rug or Mirage, somewhere around there. You know it's 10 and you know it's 10 at night. But you know. Because to me, I mean, just looking at the story, it seems to me as Isom is either an aggressor or somewhat a villain in certain ways. You know?
Okay. We'll come back to that. But the discussion of 3D models. Now, if I buy a comic, I go into thinking this is hand drawn. Is that dumb of me to think that comics are still being hand drawn?
I mean, certain issues are, but I mean, I would say most comics now, even graphic novels or manga or mangas. Some people like to say, you say tomato, I say tomato. Some people use 3D models. Some people in certain extents, but some people still do like draft drawings. But nowadays, if you really want to make your characters pop out, it would be that you would use 3D models. You know what I'm saying? You would use a 3D modeling. Most manga and most comic books do that nowadays. I mean, we've evolved from 2D sort of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
We are now in 3D modeling, but in most cases, you would do that if you were, you know, trying to make it into a animated adaptation. You know,
Okay. The
that's what
reason
he do.
Gotcha. So the reason I ask is I remember him at one point almost like talking down on the use of 3D models, and then come to find out, well, your entire thing is 3D models. So which one is it?
It's only right when we do it. It's only okay when we do it. 'Cause how but then the question is, okay, so you don't use 3D models, so how much longer do you think it would take to make Isom 3? You know? Like, if you're going there, you know, making hand-drawn, making hand-drawn buildings, hand-drawn people takes longer than if you were to use, like, a 3D model,
Right.
you know? And plus everything is on, computers now. So, going from pen to paper, then going from paper to animation, like you use any animation program to print, like that's how it works now.
Okay, I got a comment for you. I want you to address. Broban Clash said, to be fair, it is starting out, so it might get better over time. From what you purchased the stuff, you read the stuff. In your opinion, is it going to get better, or do you care to stick around long enough for it to get better?
I'm not sticking around, dude. I supported. I'm not disappointed that I supported. I'm not. I'm just like when I read it, I was like, there is so much about this that I have a problem with. Like I was to the point where I was just like, fuck. Like, why did I buy this? 35 fucking dollars, you know? And I'm at the point where it's just like, okay, the story is so dragged out, and it wasn't just me. It was Ethan, Hammerhand said it. There were other comic book aficionados that said it just, I mean, a lot more in detail, because I sat there and thought to myself, wait a minute, I'm not the only one who sees this, right? Where is the action?
Mhm.
Like, who are these characters? What is going on? Because even Eric, when in certain transitions, is like somewhere in Florida, somewhere in Texas, somewhere here, somewhere there. So you don't know where these people are. Like, what the fuck, man?
Did he set the bar too high for himself?
I would assume. It's like, well, you're charging people 30. I mean, you get to charge people $35. Not saying
Man, for
you,
35 bucks,
that shit better be good.
I remember when I used to buy the heavy metal magazines. Them shits back in the day, 15, 20 bucks. But I got my money's worth. I got a whole bunch of, you know, scantily clad, curvy women and crazy stories and just images upon images. And I knew what I was getting for my money. So I didn't, I looked forward to saving up the money to buy the heavy metal shit.
I mean, to be fair, I still collect the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comics,
Okay.
but I mean, I've been collecting them since I was a kid. But I get my money's worth, even if the comic book is bad. You know, it might not be the issue that I wanted, but it's still a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book. Like I fuck with it. But with Isom, like I've been watching Ripper for years. So when he said, I'm gonna make my own comic book, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for black business and all that other stuff. I'm down with it. I'm not saying that I'm not, but the delivery, and I'm not saying that I didn't get my Isom comic on time. I did. I got my Isom hat and my Isom comic on time. He delivered on that. So I do agree with that. I appreciate that, where I give credit to where credit is due. I didn't, my delivery came on time. Cool. Problem is the goddamn comics. Okay. The Rippaverse comics. Okay. You can't have a Rippaverse, right? Or because it's his world, and I'm not knocking it. The problem is the fucking story. That's the first problem. The second problem would be the coloring. Okay. The coloring is the problem, because it's so, I'm not saying it's so depressing, but it's so dark to the point where certain people's faces, you can't see certain people's faces. Then you got certain angles, 180 angles, which don't make sense. some people like even for me when I kind of looked at certain places, it's like, so is I can Isom fly? What is he doing? Right? Because even it didn't even get to the point of what Isom's powers really are, right? So I don't know, you know?
Okay, so I'm curious. What are his superpowers, by the way?
No fucking clue.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. You said you don't know.
No fucking clue.
Th- th- wow. Okay. All right. Or the next week we're gonna do a crowdfunding.
I want to support black business. I was in tears when I read that comic book. I was in tears of sadness. I was like, "You're breaking my heart." Yes, yeah. I need that sound bite. I need that Umar Johnson sound bite. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Wait. See, that's what I thought. Gene says it's Isom Luke Cage. I thought it was a Luke Cage ripoff.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Because the nigga ain't Mr. Incredible. He can barely kill. He could he in the second version of the comic where he's actually fighting a monster of some sort, a villain of some sort, the monster of the week. Get nigga can't even defeat him. Like, how is that? What the fuck? What kind of what kind of powers does Isom have? So what is this? So what is this?
Okay. So for 7 days, we're gonna do crowdfunding to raise money for me to purchase Isom One, so we can do a review together. The
I mean,
book is. Go ahead.
but with Hancock, you know that his powers were fueled by alcoholism. At least with Hancock, with Will Smith's Hancock.
Hancock had a dope little backstory, the ancient, I don't want to call him Nephilim, but had a nice little cool back. I mean, I would be interested in a Hancock prequel.
Should have been.
Yeah. Okay, Roman Class asks, is it like Invincible approach where his powers come on gradually or not?
I don't fucking know.
So by the time you get through Isom 1, he doesn't display any superpowers at all?
No, he displays like, so I would assume it's flying. I would assume, because it's like, well, what are Isom's powers? Well, even when Eric was like, "Oh, I'm not giving that away." What is his fucking powers? Because
Oh my god.
I remember in the Incredibles, we'll go back to the goddamn Incredibles because you want to use a Rogue story. You saw Frozone's powers. You saw Mr. Incredible's powers. You saw Elastigirl's powers. You even saw Bon Voyage's powers. You saw that Incrediboy he didn't have powers, but he had a brain. He had the mind to make weapons, to make super powered weapons. So, with all of that being said, a big titted blonde bitch coming out of nowhere, beating up a black man with powers, by the way, with powers, okay? Then you got fucking Alpha Core and the Boom Crew coming out of nowhere. Like what and they got powers. Isom just got a goddamn spandex suit and a cross on his crotch.
God.
Yeah, he has the everyday brother power. Oh,
Oh no, listen. What we're not gonna do. What we're not gonna do. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh no.
Wait. Shout out to Walter Freeman with the 11 on the super chat. I don't have cash app. Sorry. No, hey. Every little bit, every little bit's appreciate. Thank you, Bridget. Listen, we gonna get this money, get this goddamn Isom shit, cause I got to see for my thing. I gotta see for myself, bro.
You gonna throw it, man? Listen, you probably might have to burn the shit after you read it.
Damn. Okay, if the story was okay, let's say the story is as bad as you say. If everything else was on par, would it be acceptable? Would you be less angry and less disappointed in the product? And now I'm talking like him. Would you be less, upset with the outcome of the comic?
No, you know what? You know what you said, the product. Okay, because that's what Eric thinks of the comic book
That's how he's
as.
treated. Yeah, yeah.
That's how he's treating it, as a product. He's
Yeah.
not thinking of it as a work of art. See, the problem here is, and I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you do not knock yourself for saying product, because that's what Eric says that it is
That's what he
to
calls it.
his
Yeah.
audience. He calls it a product instead of a work of art. Okay. Listen, I know I don't like saying this is why I don't like saying I'm a creative, I'm an artist. I don't like saying that. Okay. I don't even like the word content creator. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Just create content. Okay. Yeah, that makes me a content creator. I just like doing it. Okay. I just like putting things together and seeing where it goes.
Okay.
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 That's what I like to do. Now, people can say to I don't have a beret or anything and calling myself a goddamn artist with my ass up my with
Wait a
my
minute,
head up
El
my
Beret?
that's what people do, but that's what Eric is doing. He has a beret in his face so far up his ass, saying that I'm an artist. I'm a black man with $1 billion business, the king of Fubu or some shit. I would call that I would even call Isom fucking Fubu. Okay, I would go as far as to say that.
Okay, let me ask you this, because at one point Ethan and Eric were cool. And so you mean to tell me Eric threw all that away just because Ethan reviewed his comic and found flaws in it?
It was even before that.
Okay.
Ethan was for the Rippaverse because we're all in agreement that the comic book, it's in all facets of entertainment.
Yes. Right. Yes.
But the problem is that it's no but independents are no different than the big corpse, right? And it's getting to that point, and Eric is whether he sees it or not, it's the same thing on both sides, from independent to a union, right?
Okay.
Whereas independents can't really pay you on time. Unions are losing money to the point where they're just like, job today, gone tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that you don't see both sides don't see their artwork as art, right? Eric considers his business a business, and I'm not saying he shouldn't see it as that. The main thing is that your product is your art, your expressive creativity, which, might I add, other people are doing for you. Okay? Now, it would be something like, for me, right? I'm doing my I'm not even calling it a comic book. It's more or less like a manga. I would say, black people read manga. Okay, black people read more anime than they will comic books.
For sure.
So I'm making a anime, but although I can give you a hint on. Okay, I'll say this. Think about Soul Eater, Yu Yu Hakusho, Semi Attack on Titan, somewhere around there, right? But I'm using I have my own characters in a world, but it's tied into certain things that are realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's going to take a while for me to do because, again, I have to think about the world in and of itself. I have to also then think about the characters.
Right.
I
Right.
have to
Right.
I have to see where the world goes. So that takes a long time. I've taken probably a 2-month hiatus off of doing my manga because, again, I'm not ready to put it out. That's number one. Number two, I'm still thinking about the world, and I would want to, go. I don't want to just go by it by like, okay, here's how I would want it. Because if I were to collaborate with somebody on it, maybe they have something different they want to do. So, that's there. I don't know how Isom even came to be. That's not even a that I think that's not even a bigger point.
Mhm.
The point is that you have a superhero, but the problem is that the superhero isn't really doing much of superheroing.
Superhero. Right.
Doing that. He basically is doing he's doing regular nigga shit with niggas in his company, right? Because I assume that Isom would be like an Elon Musk type character, a black Elon Musk. It's like Empire. It's like Empire, The Incredibles, somewhere around there. There's probably like Luke Cage shit in there because you got the Pookies and Ray Rays and shit like that. You got I guess some villain is a part of a heavy metal band or something like that. I don't know.
Well, when he first announced it, that's what I immediately thought, okay, it's going to be like a Luke Cage esque person backstory, similar backgrounds, upbringings, archetype. And okay, let me ask you this. Has any of the comic book bros spoke on Isom the comic themselves? Has any comic book bros say, hey, I reviewed it, this is what I like about it, blah blah blah? I haven't seen that.
No. No black comic book aficionado or person with a YouTube channel with an audience. We all know exactly what audience they are. And then it doesn't matter if they're majority white. Um, they're not going to touch that book. Okay, the reason why
Really?
they're not going to touch that book because of Eric's standings. They're not going to do that.
Okay, help me
It,
understand.
it's against their audience to do that.
Okay, maybe because I've been in so many YouTube battles and skirmishes. I don't understand. I don't see Eric is not a scary dude to me. Like, not a scary online presence. Why? I don't understand the fear that these guys have of speaking his name like he's the boogeyman. Like, I don't give a fuck.
No, that's not the problem. The thing is that even for my channel, I know to dance around a few things.
Okay.
I know to because I don't say anything culture war. I don't say culture war. People say that for me. I never said anything about it. Even my G4 video, I didn't say anything about a culture war.
That's
Never
true.
said not.
Right. Because
But
that was the right.
I bought Cross Grant. I bought that shit up. People said, "Oh, this and that about me using it," but it's a part of the history of G4, and that's kind of what bought the channel down. But that's beside the point. Um, with Eric July, although he has a comic book out, it would be and not in the best interest for many different people to upload a video on their channels with ISOM on it because they know where that comes from. Okay, Eric has spent almost half of a decade to go against leftist and all that other stuff, and that's half of your base. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't care about having a base of people, but what I do care about is that we're learning something at the end of the day.
Right.
That's what my channel is based off of. My new channel anyway. But when it comes down to Eric July, he says I'm not apolitical, but all of his videos are political.
I'm about to say
From
he calls himself a black conservative.
well, libertarian.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. And they keep referring to him as a black conservative. All right. So,
I mean, he is a contributor of the Blaze, so
and someone tried to give me grief about he never worked for the Blaze. I'm like, if you're contracted in or out, you still work for them to a certain extent. Like, that's still working for them.
If you're a contributor to the Blaze, that means you are a peon. You're a peon. You just can't. I'm a contributor. What? So
I guess part of my ignorance and naivete that I couldn't imagine not having this platform and being scared to say, I mean, we get the usual suspects, but like I can't if I'm a black comic book bro, you mean to tell me I can't say, hey man, this comic was that's just so
If
hard for
you
me to
have a
understand.
if you have an audience of people that because here's the thing, it starts with the content. If your content is geared towards, like, certain things, right, that people like,
Yeah,
and you follow your algorithm, that's what people wanna see,
of course, of
right?
course.
Is, like, you going against, like, certain people's wishes and saying, well, because he's with, what's his Eric July was, cheek to cheek with, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
It would be in the best interest for some people to not, put his comic book on their channel. No matter what, no matter if or if not it's political.
Okay.
Eric July is with them peoples.
I can
So it
see
would,
I see your point.
like, because even for me, I ain't rocking with so many people on my new channel. The fuck,
Hmm.
you, Sly is, Sly. Me and Sly are two. We cool. So I don't care. He could be on my
I
channel if
would
I just.
jump in that pool. I don't, yeah, I'm just like, okay. Let me ask you: is that a space? I mean, honestly, is that a space that Black folks should even be a part of at this point?
I mean, like I said before, black people gotta have their own, man. They gotta have their own spaces to be, nerds and stuff like that. Because unfortunately, like I mean, you could be yourself. I'm not saying you can't. I mean,
Mhm.
for me, stagehands in my new channel, I'm myself. I'm just giving you guys information. That's it. I'm only talking straight information with you guys. That's it. I don't have an agenda. I don't have politics. I'm just talking to you about the politics of the entertainment industry. Do you see the pattern in which I see? Okay, like it's like playing a puzzle game. Do you see the pattern? Do you see, can you put the pieces together? And if you can, good on you. Good. I taught you something today,
Okay,
but you know,
so let's stick to the
but
politics because I like where you're
yeah,
going. So
right.
when you get pushed back from blacks, what does that tell you about them? In regards to say like an Eric. So say we'll do this stream and you'll come back and check the comments. We get all because we get a bunch of black folk that be like black folk I've never seen or heard before, but the comic book thing brought them here and they'll give us a whole bunch of pushback. What is that? What do you take from that? What does that tell you about them?
I don't know. It just says, well, okay, so free will, you can go wherever you want, but it's like, okay, so if you're very disgruntled, you don't like what you see, will you make your own space? And most of the time, it's no. Either you're too lazy to do it, or you're too scared to do it. Like, and I can't. I don't want to be the person to, like I don't. I'm not saying I don't want to be like the guy to tell you what to do, or I don't have authority over no one.
Right.
But I would say like, yo, I'm not gonna be the one making a space for you guys because I already know how it ends. I've done it. I've done it before. I've seen what niggas do. So it's like, no, I want my own space. Get the fuck out.
Okay. Um, I want you to address this comment here. Empress says Black Twitter, there is no black manga review section anywhere because it is rare to see people working hard doing their own art traditionally.
Uh,
Um,
can you leave that up real
yeah,
quick?
yeah, 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 yeah. Let me put it back up.
Okay,
Boom.
keep that there. And then what was your question? Because I don't.
So address that comment because I'm on Black Twitter and I've seen little spaces for black cosplayers, black anime, but it's so small and minute. And they stated themselves because the greater black Twitter would make fun of them and call them names. I could be wrong, but I think I've seen enough on Twitter to that I think I'm accurate when I say that. But what does that comment say to you when you
I
see
mean,
this?
you kind of just said you kind of just, said the answer.
Okay.
Like Twitter, there is no black manga review section anywhere because it's rare to see people working hard to do their own art. Because, I mean, Black Twitter is well known for what?
Oh my god.
Fuck, ass twerking
Hey
and
man, listen. Black
I mean,
Twitter's a
like
cesspool.
Not saying I don't like seeing ass, but goddamn, there has to be
Yo,
some
I probably
imagination.
see more nudity on Black Twitter than I ever did on Tumblr now. And I mean, this is peak Tumblr I'm referring to. Like, I have to mute so many on my timeline because all the, you know, the
It's
porn
all
is.
it's nothing but booty. I'm not saying I don't like seeing no ass, man. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's like, well, of course there is nowhere to go. It's no different than the black manosphere. It's nothing but fuckery. It's nothing but fuckery. And even if you are a black nerd of any kind, you're gonna be wrapped up in the fuckery.
Hey, no, Empress, we're in agreement with you. We definitely agree. I hate that we're so, I don't know, like monolithic, like how we look at each other as monoliths, and it's like, no, black folk, we can be any and everything, but then we continue to put each other in boxes and don't allow us to be free and express ourselves in our own
But
special way.
the thing is, but also it's like, well, we all know that the black nerds, the black geeks, the ones that watch the anime, that play video games, we all know what happens to them. So we know what happens to them. I was one
That's
of
when
them.
you say it, dog.
I we all know where this goes, okay? So unfortunately, niggas have to divest out of it. Okay. You gonna have to go to the white people. That's what black people do anyway. It's like, nigga, you watching all this anime and shit, go over there with the white people.
Yeah, well,
And then now all of a sudden we're now why do we have black nerds, but they don't fuck with you like that. That's why we're in this mess. That's why you got an Eric July. Okay? Eric July, I hate to say this, and I'm not blaming him, but Eric July is a byproduct of, just black people not accepting their own, okay? Not accepting differences, okay? And I'm not putting Eric on that forefront because Eric, no, that's not what I'm
no,
trying to say.
don't, no, make, don't apologize. That's a great point. No, go deeper with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just I don't know what else to say. It's like, well, black people be like, well, we got all these great black people though, but these black people don't fuck with you like that. The reason why is because because nigga moments, beef, fuckery, and then on top of that, it's like, well, why would I want to be here if we're if one thing's for sure, and I know this for certain, when I was doing, like on my channel on Red Sings the Blues, when I was talking about entertainment or when I was talking about video games or comic books or action figures or anything else like that, three things happened to me. I either got fucking, made fun of, I got, just called a white boy, and it's just like, well, talk about women. Seems like you don't get one. Even though I can show you the type of women that I get, and that's not the point I'm trying to make, but I said, okay, I'm not going to say anything, but I will do something. What did I do? Went away from my first channel, made a different one. I don't talk about culture war, manosphere, nothing. I just talk about straight entertainment. And the good Lord has given me so much out of that. 5 months, 5K subs,
Yeah,
a shit ton of money that I just made
yeah.
in 5 months. I don't need you niggas no more. I'm sorry. I just pulled a fucking Jeffersons. I don't need y'all.
wait, wait, is that the fate of all or the majority of free thinking critic creatives? Is that our fate that we're gonna have to turn our backs to our people and go to the other side and take our chances over there?
It unless if you can find black people that will put differences aside and just make a space where it's safe for black people to be nerds and divest. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, here's a dumb question, and this goes to Gene's point. Why don't the black nerds create their own space and not worry about acceptance from everybody else on the outside? That
I
would
don't know.
solve the problem, right?
You would think, right?
Okay, okay. There's something
You
else
would.
I wanted you to address. Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay, BMT asked, do y'all think there is too much pride getting in the way to keep them from becoming something bigger?
Always.
Okay,
Always.
I
Like
agree.
I just like I mean, even with Eric, like fucking ego. Like I just yeah, I saw Blurred Con. Blurred Con was a disaster. And I'm like, see, but planning. Okay, here's the thing: planning, money, promotion, keeping politics out of it. It That's all you have to do. It's not simple. It is difficult. It's not simple, but it's possible. You know, the problem is where you're putting your money.
Okay, next comment I want you to address. Casual Pandemic. Despite Eric's derivative mediocre comic, I still support him as a black man putting his money where his mouth is. Oh, wait, pull it back. Okay. Putting his money where his mouth is an actually and put out product. That's great. But if the product is subpar, how long do you keep supporting just because he is a brother? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree with that. It's like, okay, it's one thing to put up your money and make $1 million and have a warehouse and people you employ. I'm with that. I'm with that shit. That is black commerce. You know what I'm saying? That is potential generational wealth. Good. Got that. Cool. I've understand that. But I will also say there is a problem when your product, because that's what he calls it, when your product is not up to par with a general audience, right? Now, again, it's 3 issues, but I said after the second issue, no. Okay. And maybe there is certain things that other people see that I don't see. But what I saw is that, okay, look, I'm gonna need you to, get to the point of these superheroes because right about now, I don't understand why you even made this comic book to begin with, right? Because if you're trying to go up against Marvel and DC, and by the way, even though they're woke and broke, right? Because that's what he got into the comic. That's what he literally says in the about section that Marvel and DC are woke and I'm not, and this is why I made the comic book, and that's why I got into it. Um, Okay, that's fine. I can see why that is, but you got heavy hitters that came from there. The reason why I don't think Marvel and DC are even that like shook up about Eric July is because they already see what the writing on the wall.
Well, and to that point, it would take millions upon millions, and even then, he would have such a small piece of the market share, regardless. That they wouldn't pay him no mind. Either they wouldn't pay him no mind or cut him a check big enough to go away.
Yeah, that's the well here. AM1 says woke pushback alone is a good enough reason. No, it is not.
Yeah, I
Back
got
to
it.
go to your room. No, it isn't.
Okay, wait. Let's address the comments. Get a lot of comments for you because you're cooking tonight. INFJ Tyrone wants to know what's the name of your channel.
Stagehands in. Go look. Okay, I'll just write it here. I'll write it. Next question.
Okay. Okay. There are a lot of black comic book audio reader channels, but they are nowhere close to these spaces, and most of the time, you don't even push the race card. Okay.
Wait, put that up again. I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
see that. Okay, let's see. There are a lot of black comic book audio reader channels, but they are nowhere close to these spaces, and most of the time, you don't even need to put. Yeah, well, I mean, that's because you have to stay within your niche. You have to stay in your lane.
Okay.
Like even I know that. Like stay in your lane.
Now, I'm
Like
with
no, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm with Roscoe here because I remember. Listen, the mergence between Dragon Ball Z and Linkin Park. I don't know one person who didn't experiment with Windows Media Viewer and all these. When Linkin Park came out, and then somebody who figured out a way to match it with Dragon Ball Z, blacks just like took this thing. I believe it was black folk that made Dragon Ball Z popular in the States. I don't care what anyone says. I remember Toonami and all my friends, all the black kids in school, that's all we talked about was Dragon Ball Z. Toonami, did you see this? Did you see him do that?
I was talking about I was talking about Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
playing Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I was playing Ocarina in Time. When Naruto came out, you know, we were talking about the Japanese version
Yeah.
versus the English version. We were talking about One Piece. You know what I'm saying? I was deep, I was neck deep in this shit. But again, you know, we were I was, you know, there were like 3 black kids, 1 Indian kid, an Asian kid, a bunch of white kids. We were together over one thing, you know, and that was just being kids, you know what I'm saying? Just being anime, being dorks, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what brought us together. You know what I'm saying? But I come from the Ville, okay? I come prior to contrary belief. Yeah, I come from the Ville, but again, we united over one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We united over that.
Let me get to these real quick. Okay. Are black people political slaves or suckers?
Both.
Okay. Um, Hatch Dragon. A black Comic Con would be powerful, but blacks suffer from Highlanders. There can only be one.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that.
So you don't ever see it in your in anytime soon that there will be a black Comic Con of some sort.
It could happen, but
Okay, well let me ask you this: is Eric the one? Could he pull it off?
Mhm. I
Or would he?
mean, Eric could. Eric could pull it off. I'm not saying that he couldn't.
Okay, but would it even be considered black at that point if he threw one?
You see who he's around? Come on.
Okay, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Pig Conda says, "Oh, this is brutal. The best cons were managed by the people who were beat up in high school." Jesus Christ!
Nah, I agree with that.
Oh my God! It's sad, but it's so funny. Like, I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
no, it's definitely true. It's definitely true.
Um. Okay. Let me see. Da-da-da-da. Okay. He limits himself with the black anti-woke stuff. If you really want to compete with DC Marvel, you need to appeal to a broad audience.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I mean, again, Marvel and DC, they might be losing money, but they're not shook at that. They're not shook at the Rippaverse. They're like, okay, he's only been in it. He only been in this shit for a couple months, almost a year. We'll give him at least 5 years. We'll give him 5 years tops.
Right. I'm with you on that. Okay. Well, let's get to AN1. So he said woke pushback alone is a good enough reason. I disagree, and you
No,
disagree as well.
no, like okay. Oh boy. All right. I love you, AM1. You're my bro, but oh god.
We
All
just
right.
agree to disagree on that one.
I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna put the camera right towards me. I want you to look at me right now. I'm gonna be right personal with you. All right, because since you a video guy yourself. Hold on a second. See, let me just get out my fucking jacket too. All right, show you who I really am, nigga. All right, see this? See this? This
That's
is who
what's
I
up.
really am. That's who
That's
I
what's
am. All right, that's who I am. You messing with the wrong one. All right, so to be more interpersonal with you, um, if woke were gone tomorrow, what would replace it?
boom. Say it again.
Do I need to say it again?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, let me just say that one more time. If woke were gone tomorrow, what happens? What if woke were gone today? What would you produce tomorrow?
Bars. customers.
Because that's the first thing about being a creative that I've learned. All right. If everything were to go today, what would I produce that I can give you guys tomorrow?
Okay.
That's
Okay. All right. We
yeah,
got some push.
hold on a second. Before we even get to the next question,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
somebody said it. Woke always existed. I've been said this. I've been said this. Every facet of entertain screw Oprah Winfrey and all them other people. It's been there, man. You got to look deep. Like the woke rabbit hole has gone deep in Hollywood, man. Hollywood, like I said, is an institution. Okay,
Age
I'm,
old institution. Yeah.
it's an age old institution. What are you gonna do? But
Okay. I love the discourse. You're cooking tonight, brother. I'm just giving you the dimes. You just knocking them down. Understanding says why y'all ain't working with him or something like that. Are you guys comic creators too?
yeah.
Not that I owe anybody any explanation of my background of what I've done in the music business, so I'm not gonna go there. Okay. I was creating long before Eric July ever grabbed a microphone. So I'm gonna say this. Um, my response to that is Eric's ego is far too big for him to accept any type of criticism, let alone from anybody, especially somebody that looks like him. That's my response to that question. What say you, sir?
Look, I've already said that I'm making something that is my own. I would rather that be crowdfunded. And, I would want the people to, I would pitch it to you guys when my story is done. Then I will get the art out and then I will pitch it to you guys, right? So that it is a full comic. I don't want Rippaverse money. I don't want Eric July money. I really don't. Okay. I don't want to seem as if I need to be a part of a Rippaverse. And again, he even said it in his own thing, right? He said it in his own code of ethics. And that's what he called it, a code of ethics. He said, and I quote, "We're not doing any other universe except for the Rippaverse." So for me, but I find it very funny that the twin blonde bitch sisters.
Yeah, what is that? That shit is so weird to me, bro. But go ahead and cook.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that she is those two have a universe that is not even it's semi kind of in the Rippaverse, but it's its own thing.
So yeah, they get their own spinoff, and I'm like, but go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, but to my point, I don't need to use Rippaverse money to fund my project. I would use money from the people that want to see that sort of comic or well, it's not even a comic, it's a manga, right? I would do it in manga form because I know my audience would want to see um manga. They would want to see anime, right? Because that I'm of the ilk that my audience seeing what people watch nowadays, they are watching anime. They're not watching um they're not watching like like classic grade comic book animation. They're not watching that anymore. We're towards anime. We're towards Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, that type of stuff, right? And even if it was a channel, if it was not a channel, if it was like a comic book s type of TV show, it would be in a graphic novel format, right? People want to see anime esque type of animation. That's where we are. That's where animation and all that other stuff is heading. Now, Rippaverse might do that, but I don't want to be a part of said Rippaverse. I don't want to use Rippaverse money to fund my project. the Ripper versus Eric's thing, so I'm not going to be a part of that. Eric made it a thing where he said that look, you're gonna work for me, you're going to work for the Rippaverse. So there you go.
And that is the problem. It's that mindset. I've grown up with it all my life. I've worked with people like that. It never ends well. Our criticism, well, I don't want to speak for you, Red. My criticism of Eric is how he's maneuvering outside of his creation. I don't care if his creation is bad. I don't care if it's great. I'm happy he's a brother doing his thing and finding his voice, regardless if the product is good or bad. My problem is the optics on how he maneuvers outside. He maneuvers like the Manosphere 2017, 2018, when everybody became fractured and splintered. Everybody got money behind them. Everybody got their egos up. And we just started sniping and picking at each other. And basically, like Hatch Dragon, Highlander syndrome came in. There can only be one. And then on top of that is who he's aligning himself with, that these people are showing their true colors. At the end of the day, they're not going to have his best interest. You know what happens when black folk get with the white folk and white folk kick him out? They always come back home like, hey, I need y'all help. You see how them people did me over there? We same color, bro. I need you. Anything you want to add to that?
Nah, I just be like, no, I just say it's only a matter of time because it's happening. It's like
It's happening right now. Yes.
it's happening. You know, you got Nick Rakita getting drunk, calling him the N word.
Yes.
Even Van, it happened, and even with Nick Rakita, he was like, "Well, you got to understand the context." I was like, "Nigga, there is no context. You either mean that it's like I give you some truth juice, you know what I'm saying? I give you some truth juice, and what did that person say?
I'm just these scenarios.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm just these comments. I feel it though.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm gonna get to the super chats in a minute, y'all. Just bear with me.
Now, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's super chats. Let's do the super chats.
Okay, cool. Roscoe, thank you for the 10 on the super chat, bruh. I got 10 on that lazy artwork, no real uniqueness to the characters, and the dialogue is terrible. His real competition are the Japanese manga artists who are writing, drawing around the clock. This is not me saying it. This is what the marketplace is saying. Gene,
That's
thank you for
20
the 10 on the super chat.
That's 30.
For the rip-off versus Luke Kane.
30 bucks. What?
Wait, I'm like, who's Luke Kane?
I gotta get it.
Ill Magic, thank you for the 200 super chat, bro. He needs Tyler Perry. Oh no.
Even Tyler Perry would be like, nah, get this nigga away from me.
This is hilarious. All right, let me get back to we're seeing it right now, right?
Right, yeah.
The same tactics they use on each other: swatting, finding your house, going to your place of business, right? This shit that we be like, damn, they are extreme over there. We just gonna sit here and just talk smack, basically from behind the safety of our cameras, and hopefully it doesn't go past that. When it got to the point when, what's his name? Was it Riley? I believe it was Riley. When it got to the point when they tracked down the tombstone of his deceased ancestor, for which Isom is named for, they play a different game over there. You're not built for this shit, right? And then the other guy found the warehouse that he works out of in Texas and taped money to the door.
I mean, even for me, like, I mean, listen, when I was in the black manosphere, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, at least I can deal with niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People like black on black beef ain't nothing like black on white beef. All right, like listen, black people like black. We can beef with each other. Me and Sly can beef with each other today, but we know each other. We're like, man, look, that nigga live with his mom. That nigga got 2 wives. That nigga did this. That nigga that. And we just and it's just banter. We're just laughing at each other. Then after a while, we just squash the beef and we move on until one person brings it up again. But with white people, oh no, you are messing with their childhoods. You're saying that DC and this and that and all this other stuff. You're flaunting money. Okay, you're flaunting money. And it's like, well, that never ends well. Okay. You're saying, well, this is $1 million, oh, I got these cosigns and all this other stuff. I'm doing I said, bro, all right, stop, because I don't have a problem with a black man having a business. I have a problem when a black man can't shut the fuck up. Okay? That's the problem right there. I don't have a problem with him having a business. I have a problem with him not shutting up about it, right? Because $1 million for Alpha Corp, $1 million for this campaign, $1 million for that campaign, and people are waiting on the day where there isn't $1 million for any campaign. Okay, they're waiting for that shit so that they can come on a live stream and say, "Fuck you, nigga."
Wait. And the very online drama he complains about, he
He
feels
ran
it.
away from them,
Monetize your haters? Oh, really?
but he built it on eviscerating black people, eviscerating fat white liberals, and all that other stuff. Cool on ya. Came to Nick Rakita, buck broken. Came to Ethan Van Shiver. He ran from that shit. Came to Dick Masterson, Vito, ran from him.
Wait, didn't he accuse Vito of them
Oh yeah,
launching?
he accused them for the International School of Ministry shit.
Right.
When clearly, when I listened to the thing, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna blame somebody without context, because I believe in getting the information and context. Now, if it was Dick Masterson and Vito doing that shit, there is a case. But it just seems to me as if when you put out your IP, you did not trademark it. So when you have a comic book such as Isom, and then it's like naming your superhero IHOP, and then IHOP coming to sue you because it's like, well, what is this International House of Pancakes comic book doing in here? That should be us making $1 million, not you. Okay, so when you have you should have. This is something that I even learned with me doing a business, right? I've learned to make sure that the first thing you do is trademark your title, the title of your business. Make sure that you have a business of commerce, right? You got to make sure that all your trademarks are on your stuff so that nobody comes and eviscerates you in court, right?
I agree. Let me. Okay, let's get to AM1. We just gonna have to disagree with this one, bruh. Why would he shut up? Here's my thing. My thing is this: you have a business, it's successful. Focus on the business. Once you start ingratiating yourself or bringing in the outside politics that you use to fund the business off an emotional state, right? Then it becomes a problem, because now it's like, once again, y'all gonna hate. Did I say this? Yes, black man, be humble. There's only one Floyd Mayweather that's allowed to go out here and throw his money in front of people's faces. They're gonna let one of them do that, right? You are in an industry that that is not there's not a whole bunch of your people in it. You're doing something great,
On
wonderful, magical.
on top of that, you're in a fleeting industry such as the
Okay.
comic industry, so there is also that.
Yeah, the
It's
numbers sales across the board are down, comic book wise, except for manga. Manga's kicking ass. Comics are getting asses kicked, and the two main giants, DC and Marvel, they're always going to be okay. He's found a niche. Protect the niche, nurture the niche, let the niche speak for you. Let that speak for you.
Yeah,
That's
I learned that with my Pivot channel. I
okay.
learned that.
Okay.
I don't do live streams on that channel. Not yet, but I just haven't done. I will do it, but I just don't care enough. Right? I'm not I put out a video. I'm still making my video. I want to put more of an emphasis on the videos that people watch, you know, taking care of the niche, nurturing the niche, that sort of stuff, because I've learned that, I listen, the numbers, I'm I do I shout out, 5,000 subs because I'm very grateful. And five it takes people years to get to 5,000. It took me 5 months, right? But I am grateful, I am blessed, but that means I have a bigger responsibility to my audience to give them a quality product, right? I do make content, and I do think of my stuff as a product, but it is also to me a work of art, right? Some people like it, some people don't. It's up to interpretation of, like art, right? That is when you sell your art, right? When I sell my art, right? When I do a show, I go in not even thinking that this is going to do numbers. I'm just thinking, hey, this is a work of art. I hope you guys enjoy it, you know? But for Eric, it's a business. But the way that I remember Eric talking about it when he started the Rippaverse, it would be like more or less like I want to do, generational wealth and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's not a bad idea. That's a great idea, and I think you should do that. But the problem is that the comic book industry is a fleeting one. Everybody's not buying comic books. I can even call up my guy from my village, right? He has a comic book store. And even with a strike, because guys like, guys with IATSE gear, they would roll up in his store and buy all of his stuff. That's not happening anymore, right? Even since the strike, you can kind of blame inflation too, but he's been having trouble with sales. Okay, comic book stores all around have been having trouble with sales, and you can say that it is the woke stuff. True, but you also got to talk to the people that are having the stores. The main problem with people having comic book stores is that, if there is not enough buzz, one, to their store, and number two, if there are not any issues that people are looking at, people are not going to go to your store. Might as well just sell trading cards, you know?
Um, and I agree. My thing is this, man. You're already winning. Just put out great product. I don't under me personally. Okay, use the emotional state of the wokeness. It doesn't even mean what it used to mean. I hate the word woke now. I so abhor the term. I refuse to put it into my lexicon. I hate when I say I woke up because
I don't even use it. I don't
yeah,
even use it.
it's been hijacked. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah. Fuck, man. All right. Woke, the term woke, for all of you idiots that use it, woke used to, woke used to
Be
mean,
nice, be nice.
all right, fine, fine, I'll be nice. Woke, for all of the dunce cat people that like to use it. Um, Woke used to mean socially conscious. Okay. There have been a bunch of black activists that use the term woke. Okay. But woke meant social consciousness. Okay. To be aware of your surroundings as a black person. That's what black Stokely Carmichael, one of the main guys that used to use it,
Yeah.
he used the word. Then it became a social phenomenon in the mid 60s to early 70s where people would use the word. Then black musicians used the word. Stay woke was something that Erica Badu would say in certain songs. Then it became a whole thing when Trayvon Martin was killed. I mean, excuse me, not killed, unalive. Excuse me. I want to be very clear on that. Alive, unalived. Okay, that was when that whole thing started to take off. Then the left bastardized it to a point where, like woke meant to stay woke or to be like, socially conscious. Got it, but it was more obnoxious because white people were using the word. Then it turned into a thing where now it's used on the right to where, people are just like, well, it's woke, if it has LGBT in it, if it has minorities in it, diversity in it, or anything else in there like that, people are just like, well, it's woke. That's woke. Hollywood is so woke. This is woke. It's like, well, the same thing as people saying everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you got to point it all out. Everything is woke, everything is anti this, anti that. You have to point it all out. That's People don't seem to understand they became the thing that they so despised. Okay. It takes a while to see yourself in the mirror, but I get that. Listen, we got to play the See the King song for you guys because I got to be on that time with you. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to be on that. Same thing with Sly. I have to be on that type of time with you guys. I'm sorry. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the king. I will be on that time, guys. 'Cause I don't got time. Listen, that is me being not smart, not smarter than the average person. That is just me understanding what's going on. Okay. I want to be, I just don't have time anymore. Okay. I got other shit to do. Okay.
For me, and I can't speak for Eric, but for me, if you went through the effort to take a picture at my great 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 grandfather's grave site, you got it. I'm gonna sit my ass the fuck down and focus and keep my nose to the grindstone and focus on this content. Okay, if you tape money to the front door of my warehouse, I'm gonna sit down. I'm not prepared to deal with this type of beef. This is a different type of level of beef I've never experienced before. Like, you've shown that you can reach out and touch me. Gotcha. Cool. I'm good. Like, okay, you got it. I'm not. It's not worth it to keep antagonizing people. So the whole monetize your haters. Okay. So now you want to pick and choose which haters you want to address, right? So he labels whoever is a hater. Okay, well the hater is like, okay, well we want some dialogue with you. Now he doesn't want to do it. So can you speak to him chickening? Because he chickened out of the debate with Ethan Van Sciver. We all seen it, right? Eric's the Billy Badass until the white version of the Billy Badass shows up. So now how do you look to us? No, I can't. Not how do you look to me? Now I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you gonna let this white boy punk you? Just on some base level like man shit.
And Ethan's keeping it going. Like, oh, I'm gonna eviscerate Alpha Core because he can. Because he can. If you ran for me, listen, I'm all about if I win or lose, I'm still gonna show up to the fight.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna show up. Like, people thought that I wasn't gonna. I addressed Real Femme Sapien. Everybody thought I lost that, but technically I won because a lot of her audience went over to me when they found out weeks later that she was on some other shit. I was like, oh, okay. I don't have to say nothing else after that. I went toe to toe. I won or lost. I don't care. After that, it's just okay. But I showed up to the goddamn fight. I showed up to the goddamn ring. Okay. When it comes down to all these other fucking idiots, Hotep Jesus will do it. I give this to Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus will do that. Zuby won't do that. Gothics won't do that. Ruin Leon won't do that. And they are with Eric July. Okay, they are a part of his camp. Okay, but I know how that whole shit works. Start shit, but when the white people start coming up, nothing.
And
Don't say.
I agree, and I don't want people to sit here and be like, "Well, Sly saying back down." I ain't backing down from nobody. But if there's an enemy out there that I'm not that's using tactics that I'm not prepared to deal with, then let me fall back, reassess, and determine if this is something I want to keep engaging in. If this is the level of battle they want to take it to, I'm not cool with you going to my family's grave site, and then you're like, "Oh, it didn't bother me. Oh, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing." Yes, are you looking at what they're doing? And I think Eric thinks he's a special Negro. I think Eric thinks it don't apply to him, and I'm just like, they're gonna give you a wake up call that you will never forget. Never forget.
They're they're doing that, and they're doing that in all of in just small doses. They're doing that in small doses. I said you are a black man with $1 million fucking company. You don't think that don't go home and think to themselves, why is this fucking NIGG with the hard R got what I don't have? Why did we put him on? No, you realize that when you are a black man with something that they gave you, they look at you a certain way and they don't like that. Okay? And that's why I said, and I'll keep on saying it, um, you might want to leave the culture war real quick. You might want to get away safely. You might want to press the run button, okay? Because the money ain't worth it. The headaches ain't worth it, okay? But I don't know what you're thinking, okay? Because I got out in time, all right? I got out. I got my new channel. My new channel has been treating me very well, and I will treat my new channel very well. I appreciate all of you that hit the subscribe button on my new channel. I don't talk about woke culture, nothing. Okay. I will tell you about the studios. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about, we'll reminisce about, like nostalgic shit, but there is no comment. There is no uh culture war. Okay, because I understand and my audience is majority white. I can tell by the comment sections. I can tell there are some black people up in there, and I appreciate that. But we all know exactly. Look, listen. I want no. I listen. I'm here to make videos, be professional, and get the fuck out.
And my crazy ass, I kind of do want to jump in the waters over there because I now this is my fault. I feel compelled now that I have to be the one that tells Eric, bro, out here looking crazy. You are crashing out. So whatever it takes for me to get an audience with this man, even if he never addresses me ever again, I just want to be like, you know what? At least I said something to this guy because I don't understand how. I understand how, but I just wish more of us would be like, this ain't it, bruh. You are. This is not David and Goliath in the Bible. In this
See,
version,
but the thing is that a lot of these black culture war dildos are they are playing a dangerous fucking game. And when I didn't think about it at the time, but then when I saw a few things, you're taking pictures with Kyle Rittenhouse, you got a white privilege card, you're holding it up, and I'm like, all right, we're playing a dangerous game here. All right, we're playing a very dangerous game, and I don't think you understand like that. And I'm not trying to be a guy that's like, well, racism or social justice or anything else like that. No, there is a optic image. Okay, there are optics to this game. The moment you do certain things as a black person, and I said this a long time ago, you are seen to them as like a useful fucking idiot. Okay, whereas you want to be the black person with your own shit. Okay. You want to be the black person that has their own sort of mindset. They can't take that away from you. They can't fucking Whitney Houston. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Okay. And if that's how you are, that's fine. Okay. I'm not rocking with y'all niggas no more. All right. They can leave comments or say bad shit about my name or anything else like that. I don't give a shit. The point I'm trying to make is at the end of the day, I go to sleep soundly knowing that my dignity's intact. I wake up, I have a job, I have a good girlfriend, and I have things going for me. I don't need this like YouTube shit like I really like YouTube is a second line of income for me. But I don't need like the vanity of like, oh, here's things are happening in the culture war. I disagree with it. I love you, white people. No, I don't need that shit.
Let me there's a question. Dr. D. Shout out to Dr. D. He said, let me play the devil's advocate. Do we as black people court the left too much? I say yes. What say you?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, it's like, I mean, Malcolm X's like whole observation of the left and the right. It's not too far off. I mean, I kind of had to sit back and be like, you know what, Malcolm X was onto something.
Um, man, this was a barn burner tonight. This is hands down our best dialogue, and
Oh,
you were on
oh yeah.
fire. Yeah, yes, it's part hubris on my part that I have to be the one to tell because that's just me, right? And I think I could convey it in a way. Either one of us, me or Rick, could be like, "Hey, bro, this is why this is not good. The path that you're on. We're not gonna go up there and curse and acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? We can have a respectful dialogue, and I could see it his way. Hopefully, I can explain it to where he sees it my way. And I just want one of us just to be like, bro, like, stop, respectfully stop. You know?
Yeah, I just want Eric to just not even. I just because look, there have been a bunch of people that left this culture war behind. Some black guy left the culture war shit behind. Amazing Lucas, we all know what happened to him.
Oh, you know what? Let me stop you there. Do me a favor. Put your cash app in the comment in the
let,
box.
let me get my phone real quick, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. I want to talk about the Lucas thing because Lucas, what he went through is exactly what Eric is facing. Now remember, Lucas at one point he wanted to be a sheriff, right? He was super conservative, right? And he made a couple videos that pissed off them people. They got on him so bad. They messed with it. They hacked his channel. They was messing with his money. Of course, you go begging to YouTube for help. And he's been on a 180 ever since. And that is exactly the path that Eric is on. He's on the Lucas path. And you see, Lucas has been a good little boy ever since. You know what I'm saying? They kicked him in the ass. Can you speak to that,
You,
please, sir?
he even said on a live stream, he even said, I miss the white conservative voice.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I got lost in the sauce, man.
yeah.
In the sauce, I was like, good on it. That's
Yo, bro, man, class. Is this still the Crabs in the Barrel stream? Yes, it is. This is the Crabs in the Barrel podcast. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna start using that, bro, because it's too
oh
good
yeah,
not to.
crabs in the barrel.
Yeah, yeah. This is definitely.
Barrel.
Yeah, try to get the grift. That man ain't been since. That man ain't been right ever since.
Shit. All right, Cash App. I mean, he listen. Lucas has not been the same ever since the Brandon Tatum debate. I remember that.
Okay.
That was just a complete ass beating on his part, but again, that woke him up to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just yeah. Dollar sign stagehands in. I put it up there. It's on my Red Sings the Blues comment. But going back to that, it's like, bro, mm-mm. We knew he knew that he fucked up because it's like like at a time I remember this. Brandon Tatum and the Amazing Lucas were both at 420,000 subscribers respectfully,
Yeah.
right? It
Yep.
wasn't up until that debate where Brandon Tatum was blowing up, Lucas fell down.
Yeah.
And then Black Conservative Perspective then made a video about it, and then he started blowing up. It was just more or less like, like man, look.
Well, I'll say this. I would say that Tatum understood the tenets of it better than Lucas did. It because Tatum actually believes and lives and breathes that shit. Like he actually thinks he's one of them. I felt like Lucas was just trying to play and masquerade to a certain extent. And he talked the lingo, but it wasn't in him. And it came out in that debate.
Yeah, it was just more or less like, but he did say, and I've been there too. And I kind of self-sabotaged myself because I knew that it was time to go. I have gotten, and this is true. I have gotten emails and Instagram DMs from like big conservative people at 8K. I've been contacted by the Blaze. I have been contacted by Blexit. I have been contacted by those people. The only ones I have not been contacted by was Alex Jones. He was. I wasn't. Okay. They are watching you. It doesn't matter if you have like 8K or 800,000. If you're talking a certain language, they will contact you.
Okay,
Okay.
let me ask you this: should Black content creators at some point dip their toe in their waters just one time, just to say, you know what, I went over to see how it was. Wasn't for me, but I went just to get another perspective or another set of life experiences? Would you advise us to do so? If I said to you, Red, okay, fire up the old channel, bro, and if they come back to you, if the Blaze circles back, go ahead and just go over there one time just to see how it is, just so you can say, yeah, I did that one time.
I will say,
No.
No,
Even
don't
if
do
you
it.
knew it was going to be a one-time thing, like, look, okay, I'll come over there one time. This is a one-time, one-off, in and out. I'll never come back here. But thank you for the opportunity. It's one and all, one and done. No.
You're selling your soul, dude. Like it's like,
Wow.
but no, they give you the contract, and you have to look at it before you even sign it.
Wow.
It's like just you just give it time. Think about because I had to touch grass at some point. I was like, all right, let me just touch grass and look at the comment section and look at how I am mentally. And I just said no. I just
Okay.
said, I'm not. Listen, I will always listen. I want to leave my parents' house, but I'm not willing to sell my soul.
Okay.
I'm not willing to do that.
Well said. Well said, bro. I've had you on for an hour, well past your bedtime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to just edit my video. I already got the energy that I need, so I'm gonna just get it done tonight.
All right, so I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna order this damn comic.
You got the $30 now.
I gotta do what I say now. So, I'll order it sometime tomorrow when I think about it. And $35, brother. It better be some naked women. I don't know, man. For $35 for a comic.
I was hoping that Euro would show some titties, but
I ain't got no. I can't get no. Who is the heavy metal artist? Fertitta.
no old biddies. No.
Yeah, I can't get no 35 though, bro.
No, I mean Euro got the tickle bitties, but I'm like, come on, at least give us something to look at, man. At least give us something to look at.
So this is Red and Slide, the Crabs in the Bucket podcast. I love it.
Crabs in the bucket.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
Bucket.
shout yourself out. Where can the people find you? All that good stuff, my man.
All right. My new channel, Stage Hands In. You can go over there. I'm going to be I'm gonna edit my video tonight. It's gonna be done around Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there. So I'm gonna work on it all day today and all that other stuff. You know how it is. But yeah, go check out the new channel. It's been doing pretty well. 5,000 in 5 months. Can't even believe that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So it's been what's up, man. If you want to donate to me, my Cash App is stagehands in. Let me just put that in real quick if you want to donate. I also have a subscribe star coming out and all that other stuff. So if you want to, I also got to enable super thanks. So
Man,
I
you
also
turn
got
that
to.
stuff on, turn it on all at once.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I thought I did because I can get super thanks right now.
Yeah, yeah. There's yeah, it's you got to there's a couple pages where you when you get the monetization, you gotta go through everything. It's supers,
I
super.
didn't turn on my membership just yet,
Yeah,
but I
you gotta go
will.
through your membership prompts and set that up too. Yeah, 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 man. Do that all at once. Go ahead and yeah, do that.
I gotta do the what you call it, the membership badges. So I gotta still make those. So
Yep,
I
yep,
haven't had
yep.
to, but I also want to make exclusive content for people. But I do have a subscribe star which I'm about to release. So you become a patron. Your topic is like number one on my list. Like I do that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna get that done. But anyway, I gotta go. So I appreciate you guys. Got to do this. Dude, when you get the Isom number one, just call me up. I'll be up there.
We get
We'll crabs in the barrel.
for sure. Crabs in the barrel podcast. It's official. My man, get out of here. Go finish with your editing. Thank you for coming through tonight, bro.
No problem. All right, peace out.
Peace, peace. That's my man. That's my partner in crabology. That's my partner in crabology. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. This is our best show ever. For the Crabs in the Barrel podcast. So thank y'all for coming through. Everybody that donated tonight, everybody that came through just to say what's up. I appreciate all you guys. Yes, I want an audience with Eric July. So if y'all can help facilitate that, I promise I will not make us look bad. I will not make us sound crazy, look crazy. I just feel I have to tell him if I never talk to that man ever again. But somebody got to say, bro, you're doing too much. With that being said, shout out to all the crabs in a bucket that y'all. Shout out to all my fellow crabs in the bucket. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.